What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to walk you through a full day of eating, what I eat pretty deep in my off season here with the goal of moving up a weight class this year when I compete. So anyways, right off the bat, every single morning I start off with what I call a digestion drink, just kind of gets the gut and overall digestion kick-started. So that's going to be 30 mils of lemon juice, 15 mils of apple cider vinegar, and then 10 grams of glutamine, which I mix in warm water. So I'll get that down. Today happens to be a check-in with my coach. Based on how everything's trending, I doubt there's going to be any changes, but I'll report back after I check in with him when he gets back to me. And as well as I do have cardio today. Currently doing cardio 4 days a week, so 25 minutes on the step mill fasted. Today happens to be one of those days, so like I said, I'll get that down, send off my check-in to my coach, do my cardio, and then I'll be back for meal number one.
Jaguar, that bitch super fat just like a NASCAR. Trap spot, selling coke and heroin out this trap spot. Crack pot, bitch I made 100 off this track pot. 40 Glock, hit him in his face, make his head pop. Dreadlocks, all my niggas tatted and got dreadlocks. Feds hot, all the ops snitching got the feds hot. Red dots, think I'm going to jail, see these red dots. Hell no, put that on my daughter, I'm like hell no. Choppers, no we got them choppers in a trap spot. Two-store, where we in here whipping, we got 8 pop. Junkies back to back, they want them damn rocks. Ikeys back to back, they want them damn glocks. Walker, off them flats, we turned up just like Flocker. Roster, all my niggas ready like a roster. Pop ya, run up on me, run my bro gon' pop ya. Drop ya, like a broke label, we gon' drop ya. Foreign, then we scratch off in that foreign. Boring, she don't fuck with you just cause you boring. Touring, I be fucking hoes when we touring. Pour it, drop the 4 that night, woke up that morning. Jaguar, that bitch super fat just like a...
Alright, so cardio's done and dusted. I'm warm, sweaty, hungry, so I'm probably going to fly through this. But meal number one is currently being heated up. So I prepare meal one the night before. One thing I found over the course of this off season is anywhere that I could save time during the day in terms of spacing my meals out, the better, because you know, if you start falling behind on meals, then you end up staying up too late, sleeping in too late, and then it just becomes a bad cycle. So anywhere that I can make up time, I do. So that was prepared last night, warming it up right now. In the meantime, I'm going to take my morning supplements and other ancillaries here. So I take this, just a bunch of, you know, your standard health supplements, as well as on training days, I take long-acting insulin. So with this meal, I'll take 20 units of Tresiba. And I did not mention it before, but with my morning drink, I also take BPC and KPV orally. So it's 1,000 micrograms of BPC and 500 micrograms of KPV per cap. So I already had that and everything's about ready. So I'm going to put the final touches on that and I'll show you what that looks like. I will plug in the macros and calories for each meal when I go to edit this, because I know people are always curious about that. So for meal number one here, we have 220 grams of chicken breast, 400 grams of rice, 75 grams of veggies. For this meal, I do this big bag mix. There's like 5 or 6 different veggies. They all digest well, so I've been going with that for this meal. And then as well as 50 grams of sourdough. And with 4 meals per day, I add 15 grams of sauerkraut. I get this big ass jug of it from Costco. They finally got it back in stock, so thrilled about that. That stuff's super expensive at the grocery store. And sauce wise, for meal number one, I've been liking this black truffle sauce a lot. Typically I like sweeter sauces, but I find in the morning for some reason I much prefer more like salty, savory sauce, so this one's perfect. I wasn't sold on it initially, but I definitely look forward to eating it every day. So that's meal number one. Gonna get that down and I will be back for the next one. We're back with meal number 2 now. It's been about 2 hours since I ate last, so meal number 2 is going to be my pre-workout meal. It's going to consist of 200 grams of chicken breast, 210 grams of cream of rice. So today I'm doing the blueberry muffin from Elevate. It's definitely been one of my preferences lately. Just in general, I've been enjoying fruity flavored ones more. I find just with the amount of food I'm eating, the fruit ones just seem to go down easier, and they almost feel refreshing to eat. So I'm going with the blueberry flavor from Elevate. And on top of that, I will put 150 grams of blueberries and 20 grams of honey, as well as a quarter tablespoon of salt, which goes on every meal. I forgot to mention that with the first meal. But anyways, I'm going to show you my method of how I cook cream rice. Perfect consistency every time. I know a lot of people seem to struggle with this still. Super simple, so I'll show you how that's done. I'm going to start off with weighing out my cream of rice. 210 grams here. Okay, 210 grams there. So I wish I could give you a perfect ratio, but honestly, every flavor is a little different. You just got to kind of experiment with it. For the Elevate flavors, I find anywhere between a ratio of 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. Cream of rice to water seems to work perfectly. For this flavor in particular, I find around 4 times the amount of water works. I've already boiled my kettle. Mine actually has some temperature settings, so I can set it anywhere from 50 to 100 degrees. I find for cream of rice, about 80 degrees works perfect every time, so that's what I set it to. I know every kettle doesn't have that feature, but even if it is a full boil, it works pretty well. For 210 grams of cream of rice, I'm going to put in 840 grams of water. Then I'll go ahead and stir it for a couple minutes. Here's the finished product after stirring it for a couple minutes. So it comes out pretty thick. If you like it runnier, you could use less water. If you like it thicker, you can just throw it in the microwave for a couple minutes after. Actually, not even a couple minutes, like 30 seconds. On my way to the gym right now. As per my check-in this morning with my coach, we're going to be adding in some Humalog, which is a short-acting insulin pre-workout. This will only be on priority body part days, which for me are my back and my arms, which is three days per week total. So what that's going to look like is immediately pre-workout. So basically when I pull in the parking lot, I'm going to shoot 10 units of Humalog intramuscularly. And with that, I'm going to have 50 grams of liquid carbs with 3 grams of potassium salt. So hopefully I don't make myself sound like a complete dumbass, because I'm going to be honest, I was kind of still half asleep when I was reading my coach's response. But as far as I understand, this is something he's been trying and he's been looking into. Apparently potassium helps improve carbohydrate uptake, so that's the idea behind it. Pretty excited to try this because it's probably been a couple years since I've used Humalog in a pre-workout context, and I've never done it this close to a workout, so it's going to be pretty interesting. As far as I can remember, pre-workout Humalog can drive some pretty gnarly pumps. Not something I usually have issues with to begin with, but I mean, they could always be better, right? So looking forward to it. And honestly, when you're in the off season, any change to the plan is pretty exciting, so that's kind of where my head's at. Anyway, so yeah, gonna get that down. On top of that, I have an additional 40 grams of carbs intra-workout that already exists in the plan. That's a mix of carbs, EAAs, glutamine, some additional regular salt. So yeah, gonna get my training done, and then I'll be back with the post-workout meal.
My skin, this is not proof of the proof of it.
it's all done. Moving on to meal 3 now, which is my post-workout meal, obviously. With this meal, I use a Humalog, and the meal itself consists of 75 grams of whey isolate, 220 grams of cream of rice, 35 grams of honey, and 100 grams of banana, as well as another 50 grams of sourdough. We're back at home base now, getting ready to prepare meal number 4. It's been about an hour and a half, give or take, since I ate last. That cream of rice meal, even though it is calorically dense, it does digest pretty easily. Most days, I do somewhat become uninterested in food at this point, but today appetite's cranking, so some days are better than others. I'm really looking forward to this meal. Anyways, this one's going to be 220 grams of cod, 400 grams of rice, 75 grams of veggies, and then 25 grams of carbs from dried fruit, which I'll be doing dried pineapples. Added to this meal is 15 grams of sauerkraut, and as well as some sauce from Flavor Gang. Shout out to Flavor Gang Canada. They dropped a bunch of new flavors of cream of rice and sauce a week ago, I think it was. Honestly, not a huge fan of this one. I probably won't buy it again, but it's not bad at all. It's just not one of my favorites. And while I eat this, I'm going to be watching my boy Anson's new podcast that he just dropped today. If you're not following him, go ahead and follow his channel, the Iron Obsession Podcast. Just like that, back with meal number 5. This one's 220 grams of chicken breast, 400 grams of rice, 75 grams of veggies, and just added to the plan today when I checked in is another 25 grams of carbs from dried fruit. Doing pineapple again on this meal as well, 15 grams of sauerkraut, and sauce-wise, going with the sweet poppy sauce, which is basically a honey mustard. Pretty big fan of this one. This is actually the first bottle of it that I'm trying, and so far so good. It's around time for me to wrap up the day, so we got this 6th and final meal going down. I'll flip the camera around and show you what's going on here. In here we got 220 grams of extra lean ground beef, or 90-10 for people that aren't in Canada. Carb-wise, we're going to do 175 grams of rice, which is 50 grams of carbs. And then I got 280 grams of raw measured potatoes that I cooked up in the air fryer first. That's another 50 grams of carbs. And then for the veggies, I got 75 grams of a mix of onion and bell peppers. And then on top of that, we're going to have some added fats. So I got 75 grams of avocado. About to get this meal down, and that will wrap my day up. I'll put the total calorie count and macros on the screen now. After I get this down, I'll finish off the night with a little walk around the block. So I know I've mentioned a bunch of times in this video about digestion, but it is really a big part of this game, especially when you're pushing food. So any little thing you can do, like going for a walk after a meal, especially at night, last thing you want to do is go to bed on a full bloated stomach. You're just setting yourself up for a bad sleep. So little things like walks between meals, digestive supplements, digestive enzymes, betaine HCl, and honestly, like the biggest thing is just choosing foods that are going to digest well and easy for you. So I'm not going to keep going on about that, but I'm going to wrap up this video so I can get this down. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, subscribe if you want to see some more. I'll probably do another one of these by the end of the off season. Who knows what the food's going to be like. Honestly, I don't want it to get too much higher. It is a bit of a chore if you didn't assume so. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.